guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to solve day 19 problem of this month on Leetcode. Before starting, if you guys haven't subscribed my YouTube channel yet, then please go ahead and subscribe it. Now without any delay, let's get started with today's problem. So today I'm going to solve problem number 1380, lucky numbers in a matrix. Okay, so in this problem we have given an m into n matrix of distinct numbers. Okay, distinct numbers are there. Okay, and we have to return all lucky numbers in the matrix in any order. A lucky number is an element of the matrix such that it is minimum element in its row and maximum in its column. Okay, so now let's understand this with example number 1 first. Okay, so this is one row, this is one row, and this is one row, right? So if I just draw this matrix, then how it is going to look like? So let me draw the matrix. 3, then 7, then 8, okay, and here 9, then 11, then 13, and then here 15, 16, and here 17. Okay, so this is nothing but my row number 0, row number 1, row number 2, column number 0, column number 1, and column number 2. Okay, so first thing that I am going to do here, I am going to create the two lists. Okay, so in first list I am going to store the minimum element of each row. Okay, of each row I have to store the minimum element. Okay, so let me create one list. Okay, so let's say this is a list, let's name it as min row. Okay, and in this list I am going to store the minimum element from each row. So this is my first row. Okay, so what is the minimum element in this row? 3, right? So I am going to write 3 here. Okay, and then this is my next row, right? This is my next row, right? So what is the minimum element in this one? 9. Okay, so here I am going to write 9. Okay, then this is my next row, right? What is the minimum element here? 15. So I am going to write 15 here. Okay, so let's name this list as min row. Okay, and then after that I am going to create one more list, and I am going to name that list as max column. Okay, and in this list I am going to store the maximum element of each column. Okay, so what is the maximum element of this column? 15. Okay, so here I am going to write 15. Then move to the next column, and what is the maximum element in this column? It is 16. Okay, so here I am going to write 16. Okay, then move to the next column, and what is the maximum element in this column? It is nothing but 17. Okay, so here I am going to write 17. Okay, so here see, in our matrix all elements are distinct, right? Okay, so now what I am going to do in the end, I am going to find the common elements in these two lists. So what are the common elements in this list? So this, see here, 15 is the only common element in both of these lists, right? So my output is going to be 15. Okay, so in my minimum row I am seeing that 15 is there, and in my max column list I am seeing 15 is there, and all the elements are distinct. So definitely this 15 is in my matrix in such a way that it is the minimum element in its row and it is a maximum element in its column, right? So we have to just return this 15. Okay, so I hope that you guys are clear with this explanation. Okay, same way this example too. So here I am going to create one matrix. So in matrix first 1, 10, 4, 2, then 9, 3, 8, 7, then 15, 16, 17, 12. Okay, after that let's create here first let me give the index. So 0th row, first row, second row, 0th column, first column, second column, third column. Okay, so now I am going to create two lists, right? So first is nothing but min row. Okay, this list. and second list that I'm going to create is max column. Okay, so these two lists that I need to create. Okay, so now let's see row wise. Okay, so minimum element in this row is 1, minimum element in this row is 3, minimum element in this row is 12. Okay, this is done. Now let's write the max element column wise. So max element in this column is 15, max element in this column is 16, max element in this column is 17, max element in this column is 12. Okay, so see here, 12 is the only common element, right? 12 is only the common element in both these lists, min row and max column. So that is why my output is 12. Okay, so 12 is the only lucky number since it is the minimum in its row and the maximum in its column. Okay, so our problem statement is very easy when they have given this, that all the elements are distinct, right? So see how easily we are able to find the answer for this problem. So that is why this question is marked as easy level, right? So now let's write the code. So we have to create two lists, right? Min row and max column. Okay, so let's do that. So create two list of integer, and here min row, and we have to create one more list. Okay, this is list of integer, and name it as max column. Okay, so let's initialize new array list, here also new array list. Okay, and in the end we have to return the answer in list, right? This is one more list. Okay, so I'm going to create a list of this list of integer. Okay, so since we are returning the answer in list, right? So for that purpose I'm going to create one more list. Okay, and here let's name it as result is equal to new array list. Okay, that's done. Now let's find the number of elements in a matrix. Okay, so first let's find the number of rows. Okay, so how we are going to find the number of rows? So int rows is equal to matrix dot length. Okay, so this is going to give me a number of rows. And how I'm going to find the number of columns in my matrix? So matrix, let's select first row and find the number of columns in it. That's it. Okay, so this is going to give me the number of columns. Now I have to create this list min row. Okay, so for that I'm going to run one loop for int I is equal to 0, I is less than rows, I plus plus. Okay, and let's create one element. Okay, so here I am going to store the max element in the row. Okay, so let's name it as max element, min element in row. Okay, so in rows we are checking the minimum element, so here I am naming it as min ER, and let's assign this value as integer dot max underscore value. Okay, initially, so we have to find the minimum elements in the row, right? So now let's run one more loop for int j is equal to 0, j is less than equals j plus plus. Okay, now inside this I am just going to update my minimum element in row as math dot min of matrix I of j comma min element in a row. Okay, so here I'm going to get the minimum element in each row, and after that I'm just going to add this minimum element in my list. Okay, min row is my list, okay, in which I'm storing the minimum elements of each row. Okay, so let's write min row dot add, and here just add minimum element in each row. Okay, that's it. Okay, this is done. Now same way, here I am creating this minimum row list. Okay, we have to create max column list. Okay, so same way we have to run this loop again. Okay, Now instead of I here, first let's check the column wise. Okay, so here I'm going to write J here, and here instead of rows I'm going to write cols, and here it is going to be J, and here I am finding max element in the column. Okay, so I'm going to update it like this, and initially since we are finding the max element, so here let's give the minimum element value. Okay, min value, and here now instead of J let's give here I. Okay, and here I should be less than my rows, and here increment I, and here instead of min it is going to give max, and here instead of min er we have to give a max of EC. Okay, max of EC, and here let me fix this as well, min er. Okay, max of EC, and here update this one as well, max of EC. Okay, and my this list is max call. Okay, so here I have to update this as max call, and here I have to write max EC. Okay, so let me a little bit minimize the screen and see now. So this is to create the min row list. Okay, and this is used to create the max call list. Okay, so I hope that you guys are clear how we are doing this. Okay, now once this is done, then after that you have to just find the common elements. Okay, common elements between these two lists, min row and max column. Okay, so for that I am just going to run one more loop for int I is equal to 0 and I is less than min row dot size. Okay, this list size I plus plus, and here I am just going to write if my max call, okay, this list contains what, this min row dot get element at this particular index. Okay, if this is the case, then in that case, okay, in that case I have to just add the element in my result list. Okay, final list result dot add, and here I'm going to write min row dot get element at this particular index I. Okay, that's it, and in the end finally I'm just going to return my list, final result list. Okay, that's it. So now let's run the code and see if there are any core issues, then we will try to fix them. Okay, so all the test cases has been accepted. Now let's submit it. So see, our solution is accepted, right? And see here, we are creating the list, right? And here we are running this loop for number of rows, and inside this we are running this loop for number of columns. Okay, so let's say this time complexity for this part is going to be of rows into columns. Okay, and same way for this part as well, columns into rows. Okay, and for this part only the list size. Okay, so overall can I say that overall time complexity is going to be of row into columns. Okay, so now let's see complexity here. So n into m, right, rows into columns, right? So I hope that you guys are able to understand today's problem. If you guys still have any doubts, then please feel free to ask in comment section. Till then, keep coding and keep practicing. Meet you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.